The stables of Drakmor Keep reeked of hay and leather, but never of sulfur. That privilege belonged to the dragon pits, carved into the volcanic mountains above, where humanity's greatest weapons slept between campaigns. 16-year-old Tomas had spent 3 years mucking stalls for warhorses, and never once glimpsed the creatures that had secured humanity's place among the stars. "Stay in your section, stable rat," Dragon Master Kale would bark whenever Tomas's curiosity drew him too close to the upper gates. Dragons don't suffer common blood. Tomas accepted this truth as he accepted gravity. The dragons of Drakmor were genetically engineered war beasts, born from humanity's desperate alliance with Terran genetics during the Confluence Wars. When 17 alien species had united to purge humanity from the colonized worlds, Earth scientists had committed the unthinkable. They had given humanity claws, wings, and fire. The dragons turned the tide. Now, 50 years after the Treaty of Cinders, dragons and their noble riders maintained the fragile peace. Only those born to the Dragon Lord families could bond with them. Or so everyone believed. The night the Dragon Emperor arrived, Tomas was cleaning tack in the lower stables when the mountain itself seemed to scream. The sound resonated through stone and marrow, a call that made his teeth ache and his heart hammer against his ribs. Every horse in the stable reared and whinnied in terror. Tomas dropped his brush and ran outside. Above the keep, silhouetted against 3 moons, descended a creature from humanity's oldest nightmares and newest dreams. The Dragon Emperor was twice the size of any dragon in Drakmor's pits, his scales shifting between obsidian and deep crimson. Lightning crackled along his spine. When he landed in the main courtyard, the impact cracked the ancient flagstones. Lord Commander Vasquez and his honor guard rushed forward, but the Dragon Emperor's massive head swung toward them with a growl that liquefied courage. His voice, when he spoke through the neural implants all dragons bore, resonated in everyone's mind simultaneously. "The one I seek is not among you." Dragon Master Kale stepped forward, bowing low. "Great Emperor, we are honored by your presence. All of Drakmor's riders stand ready. I do not seek riders." The dragon's golden eyes swept across the assembled crowd. "I seek the one whose song calls to the ancient blood, the one you have hidden in your lower places." Confusion rippled through the gathering. Tomas felt his legs moving before his mind caught up, drawn by something deeper than instinct. He emerged from the crowd of servants and stable hands, his rough-spun clothes marking him as decidedly unnoble. The Dragon Emperor's gaze locked onto him, and Tomas felt the weight of something vast and knowing. "They're the boy who tends the lesser beasts. Bring him forward." "Impossible," Lord Commander Vasquez sputtered. "He's just a stable boy. No bloodline, no training. Do you presume to teach me of bloodlines, human?" The Emperor's tone could have frozen stars. "I am the firstborn, the template from which all your warrior dragons descended. I know the song of true bonding when I hear it." Dragon Master Kale grabbed Tomas's arm, his grip bruising. "Stay back. This is some trick." But Tomas twisted free and walked forward, his fear evaporating with each step. As he approached, the Dragon Emperor lowered his enormous head, scales that could deflect plasma weapons coming to rest inches from Tomas's outstretched hand. "They told you that you were lesser," the Emperor said, his mental voice now private, meant only for Tomas. "They told you that only noble blood could bond with dragons. They were wrong." Tomas's fingers touched the Emperor's snout and the world exploded into sensation. He felt the dragon's heart beating in synchronization with his own, felt centuries of memory and purpose flowing through the connection. Images flooded his mind. The laboratories where the first dragons were designed, the desperate scientists who had woven something older than humanity into the genetic code, something they'd found in humanity's own dormant DNA, a legacy from Earth's evolutionary past when humans and dragons were one species, before the split, before the forgetting. The nobility claimed the dragons because they claimed the power, the Emperor continued. But the bond was never about bloodlines. It was about resonance, about the song that some humans carry in their souls, the echo of what we once were together. Tomas gasped as understanding crashed over him. The stable master, he knew. That's why he kept me away. Fear makes humans cruel. Your dragon master sensed what you were, even if he could not name it. He knew that if you touched even the youngest dragon, the lie would be exposed. Behind them, Lord Commander Vasquez was shouting orders, but his voice seemed distant, unimportant. The Dragon Emperor straightened. lifting Tomas effortlessly onto his back between two massive shoulder spikes. "The Treaty of Cinders is breaking," the Emperor announced to the assembled crowd. "The alien coalition is reforming, and they come not with armies but with genetic plagues designed to sever the dragon bond. They believe that by destroying the nobility, they destroy humanity's fangs, but they miscalculated. The bond was never exclusive, it was always waiting, dormant in all of humanity." The Emperor's wings unfurled, each one large enough to shade the entire courtyard. "This boy will be the first of a new generation of riders. Not noble, not common, simply human, in the oldest and truest sense." He turned his massive head toward Tomas. "If you accept." Tomas looked down at Dragon Master Kale's pale, furious face, at Lord Commander Vasquez's shock, at the other stable hands gaping in disbelief. He thought of every time he'd been told he was lesser, every time he'd accepted limits placed on him by accident of birth. "I accept," Tomas said, and his voice didn't shake. The Dragon Emperor launched skyward with a roar that shook the mountains, carrying a stable boy toward a war that would redefine what it meant to be human. Below in the dragon pits, the war beasts began to stir, their ancient song finally answering calls from voices they'd been taught to ignore. The age of noble riders was ending. The age of humanity was beginning again,